going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another baseball video. Today is going to be a whole lot of fun because, as you guys can tell in front of you, we have the 2019 All-Star Game ballot. I am wearing my 2018 All-Star Game jersey, so it's kind of personal to me at this point, and I will be at this year's game. I'll be at the Home Run Derby. I'll be at the game. There's also going to be some amazing collabs, so if you guys want to stick around for that, make sure you guys subscribe because it is going to be a crazy summer, I promise you guys. But again, today is going to be fairly simple. We're going to go through the first basemen, the second basemen, positions 1 through 9 for both the American League and the National League. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the All-Star ballot in the description down below. Make sure that you guys go vote for your favorite players or for the players that you think deserve it the most. So without further ado, make sure you guys sit back and enjoy, grab some popcorn, grab a beverage. It's going to be a pretty fun ride. And I need to get hydrated because you guys get so animated when it comes to these videos because people say, oh, you should have put Derek Dietrich. Oh, you should have put Bartolo Colon. I'm going to choose who I want, okay? Cheers.
That's my opinion!
So if we go through the list on the American League side, so that's going to be on the left side, we have Jose Abreu, Miguel Cabrera. I did not know that he was almost hitting 300, so the power is no longer there, but he is still hitting pretty good, although that 753 OPS, that's not too great. So for right now, I can tell you guys that as an Indians fan, I am terrified of this guy right here, CJ Cron. His brother is now in the big leagues, and he's playing for the Diamondbacks, so if your last name is ending in Cron, you do not want to face this guy. So I think he might be my #1 pick right now. The other guys I might choose, Jose Abreu, his team is not in first place, so I'm not going to choose him over CJ Cron. But another guy, Carlos Santana, has been the MVP for the Cleveland Indians. He has a 916 OPS with a 286 batting average, 12 home runs, and 39 RBIs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give it to Chris Davis. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give it. Although he is hitting 161. That's pretty good for Chris Davis, but we're going to go ahead and give it to Mr. CJ Cron because the Twins, they're really good in 2019. He has 14 bombs with 41 RBIs. He's going to get my pick. All right, guys, so if we move on over to the National League, the first spot that we can pick is Jesus Aguilar. It's crazy how bad he's been this year compared to last year when he really broke out, so obviously it's not going to be him. I know a lot of you guys are voting for Pete Alonso because he has the 20 bombs, 45 RBIs, and a 933 OPS as a rookie. That's amazing, but if we go through, there's so many people that we can pick. There's Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt. Let's face it, he's having a down season. There's Rhys Hoskins. Eric Hosmer's doing all right. We have Max Muncy. But I think for right now, it's going to be between Anthony Rizzo of the Chicago Cubs because he was on fire during the month of May. So between him and Josh Bell, who, as we can see, 333 batting average with 18 home runs and 56 RBIs, plus 1,000 OPS, he's going to go ahead and get my pick for the National League at first base. For the American League second baseman, ooh, okay, so I'm really glad that I have not looked at this just yet, or I haven't looked at any other videos. I know that Mark and Cougs have posted videos, but I refuse to look at them because I wanted to be completely surprised. So what we're going to do right now is we're probably going to go ahead and pick Tommy La Stella. I'm going to be honest with you, I did not think that I would ever say I am going to put Tommy La Stella as my #1 vote for the All-Star game in terms of second basemen because he was always a contact hitter for the Cubs. I did not think that he was that great, but with a 315 batting average, 13 home runs, 37 RBIs, and a 901 OPS, I think it was between him, Whit Merrifield, and maybe DJ LeMahieu because you cannot argue with 320, but Tommy La Stella is going to get my vote. That's pretty cool. In the National League, let's see who we have. I'm kind of looking at average and OPS right now. So Ketel Marte is raking. I did not know that Mike Moustakas was a second baseman. I always thought that he played third, but maybe because Travis Shaw has been so bad this year that they moved him over. But for right now, all of these guys have been pretty decent. Mike Moustakas, Ketel Marte, I think just because, I don't know. His stats are actually insane right now. Though I do love Ketel Marte, and I would usually give him the benefit of the doubt. I just did not know that Mike Moustakas was a second baseman, and when you're getting that production out of the second baseman, I gotta pick him. I'm sorry, Diamondbacks fans. Ooh, third base. Let's see who we are going to get. So we have Alex Bregman with a 276 batting average, 18 home runs, 44 RBIs, and 943 OPS. So he is raking this year. I think the next runner-up is going to be Rafael Devers. So all you Red Sox fans, I love Rafael Devers, but for right now, I think just because, he has 9 more home runs, he has 4 more RBIs, he has a better OPS, I am going to stick with Alex Bregman, but I don't think that you would be wrong to choose Rafael Devers, especially if you're a Red Sox fan. Get your players on the team, but for me as a baseball fan, I gotta go Bregman. And then in the National League, we have Nolan Arenado with the first pick. Eduardo Escobar is one of the most underrated players in the entire league right now. He plays for the Diamondbacks, so there's a lot of players on the Diamondbacks that are playing at a higher level of what I thought they were gonna do, so I'm gonna give him some props. There's also Anthony Rendon, there's Eugenio Suarez, Justin Turner. There's a lot of good third basemen. Manny Machado is having kind of a down season in terms of the batting average, but for right now, I do have to give the benefit of the doubt to Mr. Nolan Arenado. I'm sure that you guys can agree with me on that one. So if we look at it, CJ Cron to Josh Bell, Tom LaStella, I would say they're about even right now. At the shortstop position, this one's going to be tough between Tim Anderson. We have Xander Bogaerts, who's raking right now, Carlos Correa. Francisco Lindor has a 307 batting average. I mean, he's done this in less games than all of these other guys, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to Tim Anderson. No, I mean, who do I give it to? There's also Adalberto Mondesi. Gleyber Torres has been on fire. Jorge Polanco has a 975 OPS. He's hit for the cycle. I think what I'm going to do right now, because this could change, we're going to redo this video once the All-Star game is actually about to start. I think I'm going to go with Jorge Polanco because his team's in first place. He almost has a 1,000 OPS. He's got the stats, so I'm going to go ahead and put him on my ballot. In the National League, have Trevor Story. Actually, that's an easy pick right there. Trevor Story is going to be my number one. At the catching spot, let's see who we have. I don't really know a lot of players. Maybe Omar Narvaez because he's been really good offensively. You guys know that you have to have a good offensive catcher as well. Pedro Severino, he had 3 of those 8 home runs in one game. We gotta go El Scary Gary. Gary Sanchez is going to be my number one pick for the catcher spot in the American League. If we go over to the other side, the dark side, we have Jorge Alfaro. He's been a pretty good pickup for the Miami Marlins. We have Tucker Barnhart, Wilson Contreras. We have Yasmani Grandal. So I think it's going to be between Yasmani Grandal, JT Realmuto's putting up big time numbers offensively. I think I'm going to go Wilson Contreras. How can you argue with 291, 13 home runs, 34 RBIs, and a 256 OPS? So there is the catchers. So we pretty much have every single position filled out except for the outfielders. Let me go ahead and take a drink because I feel like I've been talking for 10 minutes straight now. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and take our time when it comes to the outfielders. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sort this by OPS. Oh my gosh, so I think this is going to make it a little bit easier in terms of giving us the best players because OPS really defines how good you are as a hitter, and also I can kind of remember how these guys are defensively. I do have to go with Joey Gallo as my number one pick. I might be cheating right here, but I think 276, 17 home runs, 41 RBIs. He is leading the entire American League in OPS. He's got to be my number one player. He's also leading the league in outfield assists, so he is my number one spot. Next up, we have to go with Mike Trout, probably the best player in baseball, maybe aside from Cody Bellinger at least this year, but if we go back the last 6-7 years, he's got to be my number one pick. So we have Joey Gallo, Mike Trout. Let's see who else we are going to pick. I probably should go with Austin Meadows, but George Springer, I think he's on the shelf right now, so I'm not sure if he's going to be in the game. Honestly, you guys might hate me for this because I might go Austin Meadows over George Springer. I mean, there's no really harm in that. He has a 348 batting average with 12 home runs, 38 RBIs. I mean, all of you Pirates fans, you better close your ears because Austin Meadows, he's getting my spot. All right, guys, so now if we transfer over to the National League, what we're going to do is the first 2 picks, we don't even have to talk about them. Christian Yelich and Cody Bellinger, those are going to be my 1 and 2 picks. Now if we go third pick, I'm not even really sure. So we have Hunter Renfroe who has a 249 batting average. I'm not going to get him. Jock Peterson does have that 991 OPS with 260 batting average. We have Charlie Blackmon. We have Michael Conforto who's playing out of his mind this year. David Peralta has a 307 batting average. Jeff McNeil has a 337 batting average. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know that Jock Peterson is having a really good season. I just don't know what to do with this one. If you guys were in my shoes, if you guys are picking your ballot, who would you take? I'm either going to go with Jock Peterson or I'm going to go with Charlie Blackmon because he's having a bounce back season. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Yelich, Cody Bellinger, and Charlie Blackmon for my outfield. You guys might crush me for that, but I think Blackmon, he's coming back around. He's going to be playing a whole lot better. I think he's going to get my spot. I'm sorry, Jock Peterson fans. You already have a Dodger outfielder. I'm going to give it to another guy. That's just me. All right, guys, so for right now, the American League is going to be pretty easy in terms of the designated hitter because JD Martinez, he might be the best hitter in baseball, so I think from this category, it's either going to be between Hunter Pence because he has that 281 batting average. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, well, he has the OPS advantage, the RBI advantage, the home run advantage. I mean, if I'm just looking at the stats, this could change in a couple weeks. Again, we're going to redo this video, but for right now, considering the stats, I'm going to go with Hunter Pence as my starting designated hitter over JD Martinez. That's just me. What do you guys think? All right, so we're going to go ahead and review that one. There we go. I thought there were supposed to be pitchers. Did they not do pitchers in this? I'm not really too sure. Maybe I don't get this. All right, guys, well, here's my ballot right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go through each of them, and if you guys object to any of these picks, let me know in the comment section down below. The one thing that I will say is we'll talk about that in just a second. So we have CJ Cron as my first baseman in the American League versus Josh Bell of the National League. We have Tom LaStella as the second baseman in the American League versus Mike Moustakas in the National League. Alex Bregman versus Nolan Arenado. That's a battle of the best third basemen in baseball, so I really like those picks. Jorge Polanco, you guys might have never heard of him before, but with a .336 batting average, 10 home runs, 33 RBIs, he's going up against Trevor Story. There's a lot of guys that we could have chosen for the shortstop position. I almost went with Francisco Lindor because he's putting up monster numbers, and he hasn't been playing in a lot of games, so he has good stats without the at-bats. I almost picked him, but we do have to give it to Polanco. Gary Sanchez in the American League for my catching spot versus Wilson Contreras. I mean, they pretty much are kind of evenly. They have almost the same OPS, almost the same amount of RBI. Gary Sanchez has more home runs, but he's not as good in the batting average department. The outfield, man, this is stacked. I think the one thing that I might have changed between Joey Gallo, Mike Trout, and Austin Meadows, if I'm taking my bias out of the equation, I might go ahead and replace Austin Meadows with Ed Rosario, or I might go ahead and replace Joey Gallo with George Springer or something like that. So if you guys disagree with any of that, let me know in the comment section down below, because they will be going up against Christian Yelich, Cody Bellinger, and Charlie Blackmon. Again, I could have been mistaken with Charlie Blackmon. If you guys think so, if you guys think that is the case, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. You guys get so fiery when it comes to this videos because you think I'm hating on these guys. I promise you, I'm not hating. I'm just trying to give you guys my opinion. If you agree, that's awesome. If not, let me know why you don't. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you guys go fill out your ballot because this ends pretty shortly, so we might be coming out with part 2. We might not. We'll see how it goes, but thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.